Now, ANI sources have revealed that key insights into the blast following initial investigations. At this point, it has been confirmed that it was not a suicide attack. In fact, the suspect is believed to have triggered the explosion in panic, this while he was attempting to flee. Now, initial reports suggest that the bomb was premature and not fully developed, which fortunately reduced its impact. Investigators found no craters or shrapnel at the site. In fact, the car was still moving when the explosion occurred. So, all of this points to the fact that it was not a suicide attack. Now, sources say that the suspect may have acted in haste, fearing imminent arrest after raids were taking place across Delhi NCR as well as Pulwama. Remember, in this raid, a large cache of explosives from linked networks was also recovered. Now, importantly, the suspect did not follow the typical pattern of a suicide car bombing. There was no ramming into a target or deliberate collisions. In fact, Uttar Pradesh ATS has now arrested Dr. Parvez Ansari, who's the younger brother of Dr. Shaheen Shahid. Remember, she's also under arrest for her alleged links to this terror module. Dr. Parvez had resigned from Integral University just a week ago, which has raised suspicion about his sudden move. And in fact, another arrest has been made, including Mufti Irfan Ahmed Wageh from Shopian. He was arrested by Jammu and Kashmir police. And according to officials, Mufti Irfan's name figures among 7 individuals arrested so far in this case, including Dr. Muzammil in connection with the recovery of explosives in Faridabad. So far, viewers, 7 crucial arrests have been made in this Faridabad terror module. Further, raid was also conducted at the accused Dr. Shaheen's house. Teams from UP Police, ATS and Jammu and Kashmir Police, they are conducting search operations at a house. And in a major development, in fact, the MHA has now transferred the probe in this case to NIA. NIA has been directed to conduct a thorough probe and file a report as soon as possible. Meanwhile, officers from the Delhi Police Crime Branch, they are also conducting search operations at the Al Falah University. Remember, it is the same university that most of these doctors are associated with. In fact, police have detained 6 people and probing whether the labs at the university did they use RDX synthesis or not. So far, investigators have confirmed that Dr. Umar, the suspected suicide attacker in the Red Fort blast, he did teach at Al Falah University. Another arrested accused, Dr. Shaheen Shahid, was also a faculty member there. In fact, on your screens is the image of Dr. Shaheen Shahid, which has been accessed by News 9 right now. Sources confirmed that Dr. Shaheen, arrested from Faridabad, was tasked up with, in fact, setting up of a women's wing and recruitment arm of Jaish terror module in India. So she had connections with the Pakistan-based group Jaish-e-Mohammed, and she was working on their behalf in India. She was also arrested by Faridabad police based on a tip-off from Muzammil, who allowed his car to be used to hide an AK-47 rifle. Now, viewers, the links between the Red Fort explosion and the Faridabad crackdown on terror have now been firmly established. Massive search operations still continue across Al Falah University, Fatehpur Taga and Dauj village. This is where the crackdown has now expanded. All 3 locations, remember, fall within the Faridabad region. And in fact, police recovered 2,563 kilograms of explosives from these areas, along with about 360 kilograms from Dauj on Monday. In fact, the worker at a Red Fort parking lot told police that the Hyundai 120, remember, same car that was used in the blast, entered the parking at about 3 p.m., remained there for more than 3 hours and then exited around 6 p.m. shortly just before the explosion. Security, meanwhile, has been tightened in Dauj, where about a total of 2,900 kilograms of explosives were seized. Police are checking shops, questioning locals and also verifying Aadhaar IDs at this point. Now, viewers, the suspected terror module is believed to have developed key hideouts in the same area. CCTV mapping so far from Badarpur border to the Red Fort shows the I-20 travelling alone. The man behind the wheel wore a black mask. In fact, the sources suspect the driver was Dr. Umar, who's linked to the Faridabad terror module. So far, this is the terror trail, terror map that we've been able to trace. In fact, now this I-20, it was owned by multiple people. Originally, it was owned by Mohammed Salman, who says he sold it 1.5 years ago to Devinder, who then sold it in Ambala. The car eventually reached a Royal Car Zone in Faridabad, from where it was purchased by Tariq, who's originally from Pulwama. So clearly, that's the terror trail that has now come out in the case. This as the investigations are still continuing on a rapid pace.
इस वक्त मौजूद है लाल किले के ठीक सामने उस जगह पर जहां पर ब्लास्ट हुआ है। आपको तस्वीर दिखाते हैं। यहाँ देखिए एक बड़ी क्रेन को बुलाया गया है और यहाँ पर जो क्रेन है वो यहाँ से भारी सामान जो है लेकर जा रही है। क्या ये गाड़ी है या ये तमाम वो कलपुर्जे हैं गाड़ियों के जिनका जो है यहाँ पर तमाम जो FSL की टीम्स आई थी उनको जो है कहता देखिए देखने में लग रहा है कि ये गाड़ी का एक चेचिस जो है वो हो सकता है। और देखिए इसको ट्रक के अंदर लादा जा रहा है, यानी कि इसको यहाँ से अब हटाया जा रहा है। अब ये देखना होगा क्या जांच पूरी हो चुकी है या फिर आगे की जांच के लिए इस यहाँ से इन गाड़ियों को हटाया जा रहा है। लाइव तस्वीरें हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं किस तरीके से अब जो घटना स्थल हुई है उसके 24 घंटे से ज़्यादा बीत चुके हैं। इस दौरान यहाँ पर जो गाड़ियाँ हैं जिन पर ये ब्लास्ट हुआ था या उसके आसपास जो क्षतिग्रस्त गाड़ियाँ हुई थी उनको यहाँ पर हटाने के लिए क्रेन बुलाई जा रही है। साथ में एक ट्रक है जिसमें क्रेन जो गाड़ियाँ हैं इनको लादा जा रहा है। अब ये देखना होगा क्या जिस तरीके से NIA को जाँच सौंप दी गई है तो क्या आगे की जाँच के लिए इन्हें कहीं लेबोरेटरी में भेजा जा रहा है या फिर वो जांच से जो सबूत इकट्ठे करने थे इन गाड़ियों के चेचिस से जो क्षतिग्रस्त हुई थी, डैमेज हुए थे, तो क्या उसके लिए इसको यहाँ से हटाया जा रहा है। इन तमाम चीज़ों को लेकर के देखना होगा।
हम लोग शाहीन शहीद के घर पर मौजूद हैं और आप देखिए सामने की पुलिस टीम के साथ साथ यहाँ पर ATS भी पहुँच चुकी है और ATS पहुँची है शाहीन के घर पर। शाहीन के घर पर तलाशी के लिए पहले से ही पुलिस अधिकारी और ATS की टीम मौजूद है और यहाँ पर और टीमें भी बुलाई गई हैं और भीतर जा रहे हैं। अंदर आप देख सकते हैं कि किस तरीके से पुलिस ने घेराबंदी कर रखी है और भारी भीड़ यहाँ पर आपको मौजूद दिखाई देगी। शाहीन शाहिद के घर पर इस वक्त हम मौजूद हैं जो कि लखनऊ में रह रही है और लखनऊ से ये कनेक्शन जो है वो लगातार जोड़ा जा रहा था आतंकी नेटवर्क का और वो नेटवर्क अब सामने आ चुका है क्योंकि ATS की टीम और पुलिस अधिकारियों की एक बड़ी टीम जो है इस वक्त इस गली में पहुंची है जहां पर शाहीन शाहिद का घर है। और जिस परवेज के घर पर आज ATS की टीम और जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस की टीम पहुंची थी और वहां पर तलाशी ली गई थी, वहां पर रेड की गई थी, उसके बारे में भी एक बड़ी जानकारी सामने आ रही है कि परवेज जो है वो शाहीन का भाई है, यानी कि दोनों भाई बहन इस नेटवर्क से जुड़े हुए थे। और परवेज अंसारी के घर पर भी रेड पड़ी थी और अभी शाहीन के घर पर इस वक्त यहाँ पर रेड पड़ी है जहाँ पर शाहीन के पिता रहते हैं, उसका भाई रहता है और उसके पिता ने खुद इस बातचीत में पुष्टि की है कि उनके लड़के के घर भी सुबह रेड हुई थी और अभी शाहीन शाहिद के घर पर ATS की टीम पहुंची है जहां पर इस वक्त ये रेड की कार्रवाई वहां पर चल रही है।
Pakistan is approving its 27th constitutional amendment which aims to reshape the command of Pakistan's armed forces. It proposes the establishment of a chief of defense force who will command all three services. The chief of defense force will always be the chief of the army staff. The amendment also proposes appointing a commander of the National Strategic Command to oversee the nuclear and strategic assets. The position would be filled by the Prime Minister on the advice of the Army Chief, making Army the sole custodian of the nuclear assets. The development is empowering Field Marshal Asim Munir. He already has, I would say, immunity, but he is the agent provocateur behind the Pahalgam terror attack. It also signals the ascent of Munir, arguably as the most powerful ruler after Zia-ul Haq, who governed Pakistan from 1977 to 1988. And this brings me to the moot question. As Ambassador Sikri said, can we divorce it from Munir's ascent or not? I don't think we can divorce it from his ascent because he's reshaping the politics of Pakistan. So, madam, do we expect more terror action under his watch? Because he's another leader forever, like Xi Jinping and Putin and Kim.
Absolutely. I think we can definitely expect more attacks from Pakistan and certainly even from the east. As he has stated himself, that the next attack is going to come from the east. So I think the Lashkar-e-Taiba has said that they're ready with their agents. We know that Pakistan is going to be using Bangladesh for nefarious activities in northeast India. So we have to be very careful on this. I'm saying that we cannot accept this militarization of Pakistan's constitution without bringing to the notice of the world as something that is exceedingly dangerous and exceedingly adverse for the security situation in India and South Asia. And we reserve the right to take full response and action to attacks like
Okay.
the bombing yesterday. So I think that Asim Munir is serious about what he says, and he's going to show it, because having taken this extra charge, having become supreme commander of all the armed forces, even taken over the role of the president, and he is going to show what he can do with that. He's not going to keep quiet.